What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in case you haven't seen the new intro, I'm probably going to alternate it, but I want to I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comments below, what you think about it. I featured it in one of my Knicks videos that I did a few days ago, and I want to say again, thank you to the sports influencer for making that. But in this video, I wanted to jump into the hot topic at hand regarding the New York Giants, that of course mainly being Leonard Williams. Williams reportedly came down with a non-football related injury. I'll get into all the specifics in this video. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but I do know that the New York Giants came out and talked about it today. I'll get into all the specifics. In addition to that, I also wanted to talk about some of the players that the New York Giants have elected to cut from their roster. Before I get started, I just want to let everybody know that tonight I will be live on Kid Blue's channel. Kid Blue, I believe it's B27. Go on over there, show him some love, as we're going to be doing a New York Giants roundtable at 7:30 Eastern Time, and that'll be live. So hopefully you guys check that out. Regarding the roster with the New York Giants and some of the moves they've made, obviously it's come out that the NFL has come to the conclusion that they want the rosters to be down to 80 players instead of the normal 90 when you go into a normal training camp. And the reason for that being, well, one, it is much shorter than usual, and they're trying to get rid of some of the dead weight, some of the guys that they don't think have a real opportunity to make the team. And two, they probably feel like the less guys that are there, the more likely less people will get sick. So all the teams have to get down to 80 teams, and the New York Giants did just that today as they got rid of a number of players on the team. And I'll go over the names, but most of the guys are not household names. And unless you're a diehard New York Giants fan like myself and people that watch my channel, you're probably not going to know who a lot of those guys are. But we'll go over all the names and, we'll talk about some of the players the Giants decided to cut. But no real surprises there. As far as the injury goes, well, some of the players on the New York Giants will have to step up if Leonard Williams has to miss some time. And hopefully that's not the case. The good news here is the New York Giants at least have some depth at that position. You have B.J. Hill. You obviously have Dalvin Tomlinson, as well as Dexter Lawrence, as well as R.J. McIntosh and Austin Johnson. And we'll see how it all plays out, and we'll see if Leonard Williams is forced to miss any game time. And, of course, you want him back before that. You want him back by the padded practices, being that this hasn't been a normal offseason, and you want everybody to be into playing shape by the time the season starts. Leonard Williams definitely had a positive impact on the New York Giants defensive line last year, and I would expect the same thing this year, and he's a guy that really fits our scheme and a guy we really need. I mean, at this point in time, he's the highest paid player on our roster now that Nate Solder has opted out. Of course, Dave Gettleman franchise tagged him this year after making the trade last year, but hopefully Williams is okay. If he's hurt, that's definitely going to hurt our team going into the season, but somebody will have to step up. So let's dive into some of the things about the New York Giants that I wanted to go over. First thing is this. This came out from the New York Giants on Twitter, their official Twitter account. Roster moves. 8 players waived. Leonard Williams designated with a non-football injury. I'm going to get into exactly what the non-football injury is, perceived to be. This was tweeted out by Talking Giants. Talking Giants, of course, have a great podcast. They did a great job breaking down all the cuts, the opt-outs. So I wanted to go over all the player personnel moves that the New York Giants have done. I was on their podcast a couple weeks ago. I highly suggest checking them out. 2 great guys. Check out their channel. Check out their podcast. Giants announced these roster moves to move the roster down to 80 and avoid split squad. They cut John Hilleman. Of course, we all know John Hilleman. John Hilleman got some carries for the New York Giants last year, the running back, but I don't really think Hilleman had a real opportunity to make this team this year. If you're being completely honest with yourself, you look at the running back depth the New York Giants already possess. Javon Leake's a guy that a lot of us think could potentially make the roster as an undrafted free agent. They, of course, went out there, got Deion Lewis. You still have Wayne the Train Gallman, Saquon Barkley, and along with Elijah Penny, the fullback. So I don't think Hilleman was ever making this team. I think the New York Giants realized that, and he was one of the casualties before camp started. Chris Peace was the defensive end we picked up midseason last year, who a lot of people liked. He will not be making the team. In terms of other notable players on that list, there's really nobody. I mean, Batik, who's a guy that a lot of people liked out of Illinois, an undrafted free agent pass rusher, he will not be making the 80 as well. But I never thought he was going to make the team to begin with. Seems to be a bit of a project, but maybe a guy that he, if he gets an opportunity and makes it on a practice squad, could make the NFL one day. In terms of the opt-outs, we already knew about Nate Solder. Damari Scott now is opted out. He's a guy I didn't really expect to make the team anyway. Maybe could have made it at the back end of it, but I don't think so. I don't think he was going to have a huge impact for the New York Giants, but he has now opted out. That is the second player to do that. And, of course, at the bottom of the list, what we've talked about, the non-football injury list, Leonard Williams. And then finally, I just want to pull this up about the Leonard Williams injury. This from Art Stapleton. The Giants have used a non-football injury designation for Leonard Williams to begin camp. Sounds like a hamstring issue popped up on his initial entry physical. So there you have it. You know, how he hurt the hamstring, I don't know. Obviously, it's not football related, and hopefully it's not a hamstring injury that lingers throughout the season. Hopefully the New York Giants are just being safe here. They're easing him back in. And that's the way I'll take it until such time that I hear that it's a more significant injury. But obviously not good news when arguably your most important, if not one of your top 2 or 3 most important defensive players goes down with an injury before the season even starts. Williams is a guy that I think is an X factor for this defense and a guy that will definitely need to step up if the New York Giants expect to do any damage this year. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, but I want to get a quick video up on it, giving my thoughts. I think B.J. Hill will definitely get an opportunity if, Williams is out, and B.J. Hill will have to step up. Hill, of course, had 5.5 sacks in his rookie season, and, saw his playing time, cut almost in half after they acquired Leonard Williams last year. So B.J. Hill will get another opportunity if Williams is out. Of course, we're hoping that he's healthy and ready to go, but at least the saving grace is we do have some talent on that line that could step in at least over, the course of a few games if need be. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.